misconception about Martin Luther is that he is some type of hero sent by God to reform Christianity to its right form. Martin Luther and the Protestant movement claim that the Catholic Church is a false church and is not a church instituted by Jesus Christ. But these 5 quotes from Martin Luther are some of his most controversial letters that he have written. These letters claims that he is a prideful person and that he wants to destroy all the Jewish synagogues.
First, he said that he was the judge of the angels. This is on August 1522. This was when he wrote in his fierce treatise against Henry VIII, at that time which was the King of England, when he responded to Catholic rulers who accused him of overthrowing centuries of established sacraments. He said, "I do not admit that my doctrine can be judged by anyone, even by the angels. For since I am certain of it, I want to be through it a judge both of you and the angels. And since St. Paul says that the saints shall judge angels, how much more than the wicked tyrants of this world?"
The fact that he said that even the angel of God is not able to judge him shows you that Martin Luther is quite a prideful man. You have to remember that the angel of God cannot say anything they want. The angel of God is a messenger of God. As we can see in the conception of Jesus Christ, the angel Gabriel came to Mary and told Mary that she would give birth to our Lord Jesus Christ.
Correct. As is written by St. Thomas Aquinas, all angels are not allowed to say exactly whatever they want. They all list exactly what God tells them to do. They cannot just say anything. The second document written by Martin Luther in May 1525, the context of this letter was written in his tract against robbing, murdering the hordes of peasants during the German Peasants' War, giving the nobility religions justification to brutally crush the poor laborers revolting in his name. To think he was the founder of Protestantism, and his quote is, "Therefore, let everyone who can smite, slay, and stab, secretly or openly, remembering that nothing can be more poisonous, hurtful, or devilish than a rebel. It is just as when one must kill a mad dog. If you do not strike him, he will strike you, and a whole land with you." Clearly, this goes against the principle of Christianity.
It does. The Bible teaches us to spread peace and to help the poor. And Martin Luther is doing the opposite. He's killing the poor, not helping them, and not spreading the peace of Christianity. That is unchristian.
Now we move on to the third document written by Martin Luther. The date of this document was January 1543. The context of this quote is from his deeply infamous anti-Jewish treatise on the Jews and their apparent lies, written late in his life out of deep frustration, that the Jewish people rejected his calls to convert to Christianity. For him to hate the Jews and want to destroy their synagogues just because they didn't want to convert to Christianity is very wrong for us as Christians to say that.
The Jewish people are chosen people of God. As we can see in the Old Testament, God have used the Jewish people to do a lot of his miracles. The Jewish people are an important group of people in the Old Testament because the Jewish people is what prepared the way for Jesus Christ.
And now we move on to the quote that he said. First, that he would set fire to their synagogues or schools, and to bury and cover it with dirt, whatever will not burn, so that man will never again see a stone or cinder. Then he said, second, I advise that their houses also be razed and destroyed, for they pursue in them the very same aims as in their synagogue. So remember, Jesus was a Jew.
For him to say that he's going to destroy the Jewish synagogue is like he said that he is going to destroy God's chosen people. And we can see in the Old Testament what happens when people tried to curse the Jews.
Now we move over to the fourth document. This was when he denounced the human intellect as a demonic whore. This was on January 17, 1546. This was delivered during his last sermon in Wittenberg, just a few weeks before his death, emphasizing that his theological stance that human logic is completely corrupted by sin and hostile to God. In his quote, he said, "Reason is the devil's greatest whore. By nature and manner of being, she is a harmful whore. She is a goddess and the devil's chief bride. Throw dung in her face to make her ugly. She would be drowned in baptism." For you to call human intellect a whore, which God gave us the intellect to think, common sense, human logic, God gave it to us. And although we may be corrupted by sin, still, how can you say that human intellect is a whore?
We are all created in the image and likeness of God.
Now we go into the fifth analogy. This was when he called himself the modern day Noah. The exact date was delivered between 1535 and 1545. This was published in his lectures on Genesis. The context of this was when he was answering the specific Catholic charge that it was a heretical pride for one man to claim he was right, while 1500 years of church fathers and popes were wrong. The quote was, "This is the argument that the papists used against us today. Do you think that all the fathers were blind? That the church had erred so many centuries, and that you alone see the truth? Noah had to hear this very same thing. Are you the only wise man? Are we all fools? Shall the whole world perish, and only you be saved?" But Noah stood firm in his ark, and so do we against the papal mud. They mock us now, but the flood is coming.
The difference between Martin Luther and Noah was that Noah was a man of God that God warned about the flood. Martin Luther challenged the Catholic Church that Jesus Christ himself instituted, that Jesus Christ himself gave the Pope the ability to speak infallibly in the chair of ex cathedra, and he wants to go against the teachings of Jesus Christ. But Noah was different. Noah was an obedient man towards God, and he saved his family and animals from the flood. Thank you all for watching this video about the 5 most heretical letters of Martin Luther. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe. Bye bye.